from to tell the truth?
I do.
Have a seat. Watch this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you state your first and last name for the record?
First name is Terrence, Terence. Last name Dabney, Dabney.
And for the benefit of our viewers who may be taking notes, could you spell your first and last name?
Terence, Dabney, Dabney.
I'm sorry, I probably missed it the first time I spoke. But it couldn't hurt for them to hear. All right, and where are you employed?
I'm retired.
Retired. Where are you retired from?
I'm retired from the Memphis Police Department.
And how long were you with the Memphis Police Department?
I was with the police department for 26 years.
And what rank did you attain when you left Memphis Police?
I was a sergeant.
So Sergeant Dabney, were you with the Memphis Police Department back on November the 17th, 2021?
I was.
And did you participate or have a role in the investigation involving the homicide of Adolph Thornton Jr.?
I did.
And what was your role in that?
I was the lead investigator of that homicide.
As a lead investigator, what does a lead investigator do?
Well, we sort of delegate with other investigators, delegate roles. We also gather evidence, fact findings, videos, whatever we do to obtain evidence for the case.
There were several suspects in this matter, were there not?
They were.
Did you also become involved in the investigation involving Justin Johnson,
I did.
Cornelius Smith,
I did.
and also Hernandez Govan?
I did.
So the homicide, when did that take place?
November 17th,
And
2021.
of 2021, is that
2021,
correct?
correct.
Did you have a suspect on that date?
We had a suspect named.
And what suspects? We're having a hard time this morning. What suspects did you have on that day?
The tip came in that there was a individual by the name of Straight Drop, Justin Johnson, and Cornelius Smith.
On November the 20th, so a few days after this matter, was there significant development in the case?
It was. We got a tip about a vehicle behind an abandoned house.
And you recall what street that was on?
Forgot the name of the street.
With the name Bradley?
Bradley, yes. Right off of Haynes, yes. Bradley.
Bradley and Haynes.
Yes.
I'd like to show you what is matter that you may have collected.
This would be the location we located the Lexus. The vehicle.
And you recall what vehicle?
It was a Mercedes, I think. Yeah, Mercedes.
All right, if we could have that in this evidence as the next number.
No objection.
This is a photograph of a house, a white house with black roof, with a grassy front yard and a driveway. It's been identified by the witness as the place where they found the Mercedes. We'll mark this as Exhibit 9.
Permission to vote. Could you, for the benefit of our viewers, describe what we're looking at here?
This one is
No, I'm
the.
sorry, on the screen.
Oh, sorry. You want me to describe this?
Yes.
Okay, that's White House. It's kind of cream color when I was there. It's kind of White House with a brown top, with cover over the front porch with wrought iron gate and the driveway to the left there.
And is this the house that you described that had, that you found the car on Bradley?
That's correct.
You have another photograph for you, the first one that you're looking at. What are you looking at?
Looking at the numbers that are wrote, flex on one hand, it's handwritten on the side of the house.
And is that a fair and accurate depiction of the numbers as they were written on the house on the date?
Yes, 1174.
Your Honor, if we could have the internet next one.
Put them all together.
Any objection to this?
No, yes.
Thank you. This is what appears to be the side paneling of a building. It's been specified that it's the side of the house on Bradley with the numbers 1174. We'll mark this as Exhibit 10.
Commissioner Focus. While we're working on that, you have another photograph in front of you.
Yes.
What are you looking at there?
Looking at the part that was located, it was toward the rear of the house, on the side in the backyard, toward the rear of the home.
And does that photograph depict anything of significance?
Picks the photo of the Mercedes Benz.
Your Honor, if we can enter that into evidence as to its number.
This is a picture of the side of the house with the back of what's been identified as the Mercedes Benz in the back of the house. There are two individuals standing in the yard, backyard. We'll mark this as Exhibit 11 to this piece.
We're being passed another photograph. If you could tell us what we're looking at.
Again, we're looking at the side of the home where the driveway is, with the Mercedes Benz in the rear of the home, and two individuals standing slightly behind the Mercedes Benz.
Your Honor, if we could enter that, have that enter as the next number exhibit.
No objection, sir.
What's the difference between this picture and the last?
Oh, a second one may have done it. You'd like us to approach it?
Yeah. Bring the picture to the thing. We just marked it. Is she giving you that gift?
It's right here too. We must have making a copy. We can. You have another photograph before you.
I do.
Could you describe what you're looking at here?
This is a close-up picture of the Mercedes-Benz, the rear of the Mercedes-Benz that's parked in the backyard. Appears to be under some trees or limbs.
We can have the internet next one.
This is what's been described as a close-up of the Mercedes-Benz in the backyard amongst some limbs and trees. We'll mark this as exhibit 12.
Yeah, about two more.
Yes, two more.
Could you describe the next photograph?
This next photo is a close-up of the front of the Mercedes-Benz front, maybe the passenger side. Again, parked up under some bush.
We could have it in the next number.
This is a close-up of the front of the, what's been described as the Mercedes in the backyard amongst some limbs. We'll mark this as exhibit 13.
And the last picture.
This next photo is a close-up of the passenger side of the Mercedes-Benz. Looks to be the Mercedes-Benz has some damage to the passenger side from the rear to the front almost, and the front door, the window looks like it's down, and it's again parked up under the tree limbs.
We could have it and into evidence as the next number.
This is the picture of the passenger side of the white Mercedes that's been described as in the backyard behind the house. There appears to be damage to the rear, possibly door of the Mercedes. We'll mark this as exhibit 14.
You're under permission to publish the last series of pictures that were.
Yes, ma'am. When you publish, let me know which one you publish.
Yes. We're showing what is previously been marked as exhibit number 11. Sergeant Dabney, could you explain to us what we're looking at here?
We're looking at the home at 1174, and this is the driveway on the left side of the house, and the Mercedes-Benz is in the rear of the house on the grass, surrounded by tree limbs, and you have two individuals standing near the rear passenger side of the vehicle.
And that's the vehicle with the red dot that you're.
Correct.
I'd like to show you what is exhibit number 12. describe for the jurors what we're looking at here.
That is a close-up photo of the Mercedes-Benz, the rear of the Mercedes-Benz with the Illinois tags, parked up under some tree limbs in the rear of the home.
And exhibit number 13 is what we'd like to show you next. Just tell us what we're reviewing here, exhibit number 13.
It's a close-up photo of the front passenger side of the Mercedes-Benz, parked on the grass and surrounded by some tree limbs.
And next, exhibit number 14.
This is the photo of the Mercedes-Benz, the passenger side, with damage. And photo of the passenger side of the Mercedes with damage on the rear and side door, and appears to be the window down with the vehicle surrounded by tree limbs.
And what was the significance of this vehicle that was found?
That was described as a vehicle that was used in the homicide of Adolph.
And you said this was on Bradley Street, is that correct?
Correct.
I'd like to show you what has previously been marked. Previously been marked as exhibit number 5. As part of your investigation, do you recall seeing this?
Yes, I do.
And what does this picture, exhibit number 5?
I can see Justin Johnson straight drop on this picture. I see Mr. Hernandez Govan. Seeing maybe 2 other individuals, one facing here, and see an individual in the rear with the mask on.
And as part of your investigation, when you found the vehicle, what significance does this picture show in relation to the vehicle that was found?
The vehicle showed in the front of the 1174 Bradley.
And it's also part of your investigation, was there a significance as to any other house on Bradley?
Yes, also in front of Hernandez Govan's home.
I'd like to fast forward.
Sure, thank you.
Are you familiar with the pictures depicted?
I am.
And what is that picture depicting?
It's top area view of the Bradley and Haynes Street, where 1174 Bradley is, and also Mr. Govan's address.
Permission to publish on.
You wanna enter it first?
Oh, sorry.
We don't have to.
Yeah, this is the next one.
All right, this is an aerial view of Bradley Street in Haynes. Generated by Google Earth. We'll mark this as exhibit 15.
Permission to publish. I'm sorry, that little bitty numbers, at least they are for me. I'd like to pass you the clicker, and if you could, with the court's permission, could you step down and show us the significant addresses you described previously?
All right, that's 1174 Bradley there. Mr. Govan's address is directly across the street.
Also, as the case officer, would you be aware of other various investigations that were going on as part of this investigation?
Yes,
Were phones collected from various entities as part of this investigation?
they were.
And as part of that investigation, were there phone dumps and call records collected?
They were.
One last thing, you made it to the rank of sergeant, is that correct?
That's correct.
You've also been an investigator and a detective coming through the ranks, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
As part of your investigating crime scenes or just going to different crime scenes, did you become aware of various security cameras that may be in businesses?
We did.
And is there usually a time frame those things need to be collected?
The quicker the better. Some businesses, they record over the video. Some, may last for a few days, a few weeks. So
In this case, if you did not learn about a particular area of significance or place of interest until, for instance, a month later, possibly that information is gone, is that correct?
Objection, speculation, and leading your.
Overall.
And I'm sure the defense will ask this question, but I'll ask you, did you all investigate any possible video of Pressure World?
no, we did not.
And when did you learn about anything that may have been of significance in Pressure World?
It was weeks, month later. So
I'll pass the lead.
I'm sorry, I'm talking to the deputy. We have a little sign language, but okay. Sergeant Dabney, thank you. You came down from Michigan just for this, right?
yes, I did.
All right. I appreciate your years of service, and I'm glad you're here so we can talk. I guess they've been asking you about these cameras and things like that. Let's just tell it how it is. Nobody during this investigation ever went to pressure roll to check about the cameras, right?
No,
Nobody in this investigation ever went to AutoZone to check if the cameras were there.
no, we didn't.
Nobody went to the AutoZone that Cornelius Smith said he went to buy a car cover to see if there's a receipt or some surveillance or something like that inside the AutoZone, right?
No.
Okay. Those are things that would be important to try to corroborate a witness who obviously is the shooter in this case, to make sure he's not lying to you, right?
Yes,
And when people get caught, they generally lie to police. Is that uncommon?
sometimes,
All right. Do people lie to get out of trouble?
sometimes, yes,
Do people lie to cut deals?
sometimes, yes.
Also, with regards to the area around Pressure Wall, it's a pretty busy area, right?
It is,
And you know there's those little MPD city cameras up and down that street, right? And and if you don't know, you don't know, but there are those, that's an MPD camera right on the post.
it could be, we have neighborhoods that buy their own, but it could be too.
Okay, but that looks like a typical police camera that neighborhoods have or the streets have.
Yes, sir, it does.
All right, and you know for a fact that in front of the Pressure Wall area, it's a busy thoroughfare, there's these cameras.
I didn't know.
Okay, and then behind the Pressure Wall in the neighborhoods, there's some of these cameras.
Okay.
Does that look like a camera that you are familiar with?
Yes,
In
it
place
does.
in neighborhood? All right, I'll go ahead and offer that as the next exhibit, Your Honor, just as the description of what a city camera looks like.
Any objection? So, do we know where this is? Do we
It's,
have a location?
yes, it's at Pressure Wall by the street, but he wasn't sure, so I'm not gonna put words in his mouth.
So this is a, picture of, what's been described as what could be a city camera on a whole, you'll mark this as exhibit 16.
And these cameras are sort of all over the city on busy thoroughfares and stuff like that.
They are.
Could I publish it, Your Honor?
Sure.
I'll do it the old-fashioned way, so I don't have it, I'm just gonna walk, is that all right?
That's fine, that's fine.
All right, so this is what the typical MPD cameras sort of look like.
Well, excuse me, just publish,
Oh, I'm sorry,
no commentary. If you have more questions for the witness, that's,
I was asking a question, but I'll wait. And so you all use these types of cameras to help solve crimes, that's sort of the whole point, right?
To gather evidence, yes.
Um, yeah. I guess the biggest question that I've had that I've been asking people throughout this trial is if you believe Mr. Cornelius and you believe what he told his girlfriend,
Your Honor, Jeff, and he's inserted what previous witnesses said, that's provided.
approach.
you don't have to believe, let me ask it this way. If Cornelia Smith and Angela Arnold repeatedly told you all that Jook was the one that was calling the shots, I think even in your report, you guys said Jook's the mastermind. That would cause you to go interview Jook, because that's an important piece of information, right?
Doing the investigation, yes.
But as a lead detective, at no point during the investigation did we attempt to talk to Jook.
We hadn't made it that far, no.
We hadn't made it that far. Okay, it's been 4 years, and we know Jook died 2.5 years after the case. We know everybody had already been indicted within a few months of the arrest taking place. But we never went to talk to Jook, even after Cornelius and Angela repeatedly said he was the mastermind. I think that's the phrase you guys used in your Operation Cookie Monster slideshow, right?
Well, I am going to object to this final question is it relevant?
Of course it's relevant. He's a suspect.
Overruled.
The reason I ask is these people have come in here and testified and said they're telling the truth. So if those people, they've testified that they're telling the truth. They talked about Mr. Govan here, they talked about Jook, and we can quibble about who's in charge or whose house or who whatever. But clearly, Jook was a suspect in this case.
Yes.
But he was never followed up with at all by Memphis Police Department at any point in this investigation, even though he died 2.5 years later.
Not at the time, no.
That's it. 1 second. Thank you, sir. That's all I have.
I'll read it.
Why did they keep-
Your Honor, before this next witness, we do have a preliminary matter specifically for this witness.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to take a brief break. I don't know how long this preliminary matter is going to take, so lunch might get here in the meantime, but let's take a brief break.
Sure,
There's gonna be a brief break.
Little nigga, the streets is talking. The streets is talking. The streets is talking. The streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. The streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. The streets is talking. You better watch what you say to them. You better watch what you say to them. You better watch what you say to them. Nigga, the streets is talking. Nigga, the streets is talking. Little the streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. Little nigga, the streets is talking. You better watch what you say to them. You better watch what you say. You better watch what you say to them. You better watch what you say.
And the next thing is pursuant to Tennessee Rule of Evidence 90211, that call records of Justin Johnson, Cornelius Smith, Angela Arnold, and Anthony Mims with the attached phone numbers are what they purport to be. This document is accompanied by certificates of self-authentication for each phone. So we will make this as collective exhibit 18. It's 6 pages.
I missed an exhibit, number 17.
That's the stipulation,
Okay.
the stipulation to the ownership of the phone.
And 18 would be the notice of
The self-authentication of the cell phone. Let me see that now.
18. Play basketball.
All right, you ready to start the witness?
Your Honor, I do want to clarify something, so short report on the, so we have the call detail records for the self-authenticating documents we just presented. There are 5 different flash drives. Should we do like 18A, 18B, C, D? Because also on the flash drive are extractions for the numbers that we intend to introduce, but would only be introduced through this witness coming up. What is best to do that?
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Court said it doesn't really matter.
Okay. You want to for each? So each flash drive will have, they may have the call detail records that are already stipulated as evidence. And some of them may have a phone number. One is already admitted into evidence. So that's why I was asking, should the call records be, say, if we're talking about phone number ending in 6236, for example, should there be 18B? I just want it clear for the record.
Sure,
And then.
I think that might make it clearer, so if reviewed,
Yes,
so people will know what exhibit this refers to.
and then, say if the phone number comes in, it will come in under 20 or 21 or something like that, or that. And we can indicate that on the flash drive. Does that? Or would the whole thing come in as 18A, B, C?
So what you're telling me is that we're now getting ready to get testimony as to each one of these people,
Yes,
each one of these phones,
yes,
and we're gonna have a flash drive to each.
yes.
I don't really think it makes any difference. We might as well just continue. Yeah, so let's say you do, the phone ended in 1625, which is the first number that's on your document.
Yes,
Just start with 19.
yes,
Yeah, let's keep it like that. Since there might be several layers to this, let's just continue in order.
yes,
I think sounds like this witness might be up for a while.
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't believe he'll be up there for very long.
We'll call you in.
We'll do next year.
That would help.
I believe that's it.
That would help. Ready, y'all?
Yes.
You're tired.
sorry, can you read the stipulation?
So ladies and gentlemen, what she's getting ready to read to you is what we call a stipulation. A stipulation is an agreement by the parties that a particular piece of evidence is what it says it is, without having to call a witness to say so. Okay, and that's done oftentimes just to kind of speed the trial up a little bit. So here we go.
So the stipulation and the notice.
Okay. Well, through the stipulation.
State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, indictment number 2204769. Order stipulating ownership of 901-859-1460. Whereas there having been presented to me the Honorable Jennifer Johnson Mitchell, Judge of Division 10 of the Criminal Court of Tennessee, 30th Judicial District at Memphis, for the purpose of trial, phone number 901-859-1460 belongs to the defendant, Hernandez Govan. This stipulation is in relation to motions heard by the court and ruled upon on July 30th, 2025 by this honorable court in the above pending case. The ownership of 901-859-1460 is stipulated by the Assistant District Attorney and Attorney for Defendant Hernandez Govan and shall be entered into evidence by agreement. It is therefore ordered, adjudged, and decreed. Signed, the Carla Taylor, Assistant District Attorney, Manny Aurora, Attorney for Defendant, and Judge Jennifer Johnson Mitchell. Signed, dated 8/19/25.
And so the next document she's going to read into evidence, because it has been admitted into evidence, is what is entitled a self-authenticating document as to certain cell phone records. You're getting ready to hear some testimony about cell phone records of different people that you've heard testimony about already. And the law allows for certain records to be authenticated, again, without having to call a witness to testify about them, through certain documents that come from the cell phone company. So she's getting ready to read that to you also.
State of Tennessee versus Hernandez Govan, indictment number 2204769. Self-authentication pursuant to Tennessee Rules of Evidence 90211. Pursuant to Tennessee Rules of Evidence 902 subsection 11, the following call records have self-authenticating certificates and are admissible into evidence. Justin Johnson, 901-236-1625. Cornelia Smith, 901-513-6236. 901-479-3786. Angela Arnold, 901-370-0185. And Anthony Mims, 901-692-2767. ATT GLDC file number 3359085. Certificates of authenticity are attached. Signed, Judge Jennifer Johnson Mitchell, Judge, Criminal Court, Division 10.
Thank you. You may call me in.
The state calls Michael Garner.
Stand right here, sir. Raise your right hand facing yonder.
Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Could you state and spell your name for the record?
My name is Michael Garner, Michael Garner.
And where are you currently employed?
Currently employed with the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI.
And what's your position?
I'm a special agent,
So how long have you been working for TBI?
13 months.
And just for the jury, what is TBI?
TBI is the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. We are the, top investigative agency in the state. So if any other agency, Sheriff's Department or Police Department, requires any assistance with any kind of investigation, they call upon the Bureau for assistance.
Prior to working at TBI, where were you?
I was a detective at the City of Memphis Police Department.
And how long have you been in that position?
I was with the police department for 20 years before I retired.
Was there a special unit or division you were assigned to?
My last assignment was the digital forensics unit. I was a detective in that unit.
As a part of your job duties, did you often look at cell phones?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you get data from cell phones?
Yes, ma'am.
So how would you get data from cell phones?
So the process is similar with the TBI and with the Memphis Police Department. We have hardware and software that is designed to take the machine language from the phone, because it's a computer, and remove that data from that device in a forensically sound method. And then we use software to then decode that from a machine language to a human readable language. And we use products like Celebrite and Gray Key to both extract and decode and parse that data.
So the cell phones that you look at, are those cell phones usually a part of some sort of investigation?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall looking at cell phones related to the investigation on the Adolph Thornton homicide?
Yes, ma'am.
And the phones that you looked at for this particular case, I'm gonna go through them one by one, but do you recall looking at an LG phone?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recall that number having a phone number ending, do you recall that device having a phone number ending in 0185?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recall looking at an iPhone 11?
Yes, ma'am.
And did one of those devices have a phone number ending in 1625?
Yes. The iPhone 11. Yes, ma'am.
And did you happen to have another iPhone 11?
I had an iPhone 11 Pro
Okay.
that I also examined.
Did that device have a phone number ending in 2767?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you also have a Samsung Galaxy?
Yes, ma'am.
And were there multiple numbers affiliated with that phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are one of those numbers 3786?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that other number 6236?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you extracted data from each of those devices,
Yes, ma'am.
the physical devices?
I did.
Okay. And you talked earlier about using a software called Celebrate.
Yes, ma'am.
So when you extracted data from those particular phones in this investigation, did you use Celebrate to decode the data?
I did. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you happen to analyze that data?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. Do you happen to know who analyzed that data?
Once I parsed the data, I created a report. That data was then given to Sergeant Dabney and Sergeant Browning.
Okay. I'm going to show you 5 flash drives. Do you happen to know what those flash drives are?
These flash drives contain CDRs and phone extraction reports that I generated.
Okay. And have you seen those flash drives before?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How do you know that you've seen them before?
I opened each flash drive and examined the data that was on them just to make sure that what was written on the envelope was actually contained on the flash drive right outside about 30 minutes ago.
Did you happen to write anything on the envelopes?
I put my initials on each envelope after I opened the drive and examined what was on them. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And in your evaluation of the contents of those flash drives, do you happen to know whose numbers are affiliated with each number?
Yes, ma'am. The Justin Johnson extraction that I have right here is the telephone number ending in 1625. And that contains the phone and the CDRs that were done on that. This envelope here says Cornelius on it. It's Cornelius Smith. It's the phone number and CDRs for phone number ending in 6236. The Cornelia Smith's phone had two numbers associated with it. This is the CDR for the phone number ending in 3786. So that's just the CDRs only on that one. This is Anthony Mims' iPhone extraction and the CDRs for phone number ending in 2767. And Angela Arnold, LG extraction and CDRs for phone number ending in 0185.
And just for the jury's clarification, could you explain, what is a CDR?
So a CDR is an acronym for call detail records. So a phone has all the calls that you made, but it's user accessible. So you can go in and delete calls and things like that. A CDR is from the carrier, the call detail records. So if you have an AT&T phone number, law enforcement can submit paperwork to AT&T to get the call detail records. And we use these in forensics to kind of verify and validate what we find on the phone. And it can also show sometimes if data was deleted from the phone, the user cannot access the CDRs, the call detail records. So if we see calls that are missing, they will show up in the CDRs. So we just use the CDRs to validate and marry up with the phone data. And we get that from the carriers, AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile.
Your Honor, we'd like to enter all 5 of those flash drives as the next numbered exhibits.
No objection.
I want to enter them separately. The first one is, this is a brown envelope that contains a zip drive. The envelope is labeled Dustin Johnson, extraction and CDR 1625, with the officer's initials on real mark. That is exhibit 19. The next one is envelope with that contains a zip drive. It's for Cornelia Smith. It says phone dump and CDR for number 6236. It has the officer's initials on it also. We'll mark this exhibit 20. The next one, it also belongs to Cornelia Smith. It's a brown envelope with a zip drive inside. And it's for phone number 3786, and it's just call detail record. That's the officer's signature on it. We'll mark this as exhibit 21. The next one is for Anthony Mims. It is a brown envelope with a zip drive inside. It is a phone extraction and call detail records for phone number 2767 with the officer's signature initials. We'll mark that as exhibit 22. And the last one is for Angela Arnold. It's phone extraction and call detail records for phone number ending in 10185 with the officer's signature. We'll mark that as exhibit 23.
And just for clarification, you did not analyze those extractions.
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor?
Debbie. My name is Manny Aurora. We met earlier today, I think.
Yes, sir.
Garner, I'm sorry. It says Holy Justin here. With regards to my understanding of cell phones, if you could just sort of dumb it down for me.
Yes, sir.
CDRs, call data records,
Call detail records.
call detail records.
Yes, sir.
And so that tells you what phone calls were made, when they were made, stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
And it also gives you like GPS coordinates of approximately which tower would have been used to make that call.
The GPS that are in the records relate to the tower location.
Right.
So, yes, sir.
Okay. So you would agree that the tower locations aren't 100% accurate. It's just there could be a tower 10 feet from me, but if it's full, it's going to kick me down half a mile or whatever it might be.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So with the call detail record, you can see who called whom,
Yes, sir.
incoming, outgoing. And there is information as to which tower it would have been used. It doesn't put you there necessarily, but relatively close, right?
Just the device connected to that tower. Yes, sir.
Okay. And you were asked to sort of do the location from the CDRs for just 2 different phones as part of your investigation, right?
That's correct, sir.
And that was the 1625 for Justin Johnson,
Yes, sir.
and then the 6236 for Mr. Cornelius Smith.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
And you were asked to do that in 2024.
Yes, sir.
Nobody's ever asked you from the DA's office or anyplace else to sort of map out anybody else's phone as to where they might have been at any given time.
No, sir.
With regards to the towers, we were talking about, these are AT&T records that you downloaded or whatever the term would be, right?
I would need to look at them. I know one of them was a T-Mobile.
It frankly doesn't matter. It's all good for the evidence. I lost my train of thought. You'd think I'd be smarter than that, but with regards to these phones, you did a slide that you were kind enough to share with me. Could you put that up, please? It is,
Has Ms. Taylor seen what you're offering?
yes, Your Honor. It's number 14, Your Honor, slide. You can just,
Exhibit 14?
no, Your Honor, it's slide 14.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to show you, did you do a sort of a PowerPoint slideshow to prepare in this case?
No, sir.
Okay, so this cyber crimes thing, that's not you.
That was for trial last year, sir.
Okay. Related trial in this case,
Yes, sir.
for Justin Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
The information is still the same. You didn't do any more location data for any
That's
other
correct.
phone,
That's correct, sir.
just those 2 phones that I mentioned,
Yes, sir.
Justin and Cornelius.
Yes, sir.
As part of that trial, if I could show you one of the items that you created.
Now I see life for what it is. It's not all dreams. Ooh, it's not all bliss. You find your world is tumbling down. It happened to me. It happened to me. Once you find your world is tumbling down. It happened to me. It happened to me. Once you find your
As far as the CDRs go, whether a smart criminal ditches their phone, doesn't do whatever, you can get the CDRs directly from the phone company. You don't need the actual phone.
That's correct, sir.
And the dumps, that's the actual phone that you described to the jury where you could download text messages and stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then people could delete those, this and that, and you would see a text was sent on the CDR, but you wouldn't know what was said.
Correct, no content. Yes, sir.
Okay. With regards to the codes next to the phones, there's like 2A, there's 11, stuff like that. What does 2A mean if it's written next to the phone call?
I would actually like to see the definitions page if I could.
Sure.
But usually with.
Could I show him the definition? Yes.
Yes, sir. The code 02A, those are called, came in, was not answered, and was sent to voicemail.
Okay. And what about the 11 that's farther down?
Let's see. Actually, I know that a code 11 is that when someone places a call, they did not restrict their phone number from being viewed from the person that's calling them.
Okay. And with regards to those phone calls, some providers, like once you hit the enter button, the seconds of the call start immediately right away, as soon as I hit a call. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And then in some cases, until the phone gets picked up, it doesn't tell you how long the phone call is. If I'm calling you and I hit Special Agent Garner call,
Yes, sir.
the clock starts running, right?
Yes, sir.
So generally, if the phone's gonna ring 3, 4, 5 times, you'll have 15, 20 seconds sort of already on the call, even though nobody picked it up.
Yes, sir. That's
Okay.
correct.
And then if it goes to voicemail, you can have another 10 or 15 seconds on the call, or however long your voicemail is.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And then with code 11, we don't know for sure if it's picked up or not, but it could have gone to voicemail, it could go anywhere. It's just, somebody would have to testify to it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can I repeat that back?
Absolutely.
With regards to Pressure World or AutoZone, you were never asked to review any of the 1625 or the 6236 phone records for those areas, right?
No, sir, I was not.
Okay. And so we had testimony you talked about, well, you haven't talked about it, but if I live, let's say, for example, this hypothetical Bradley Street, and then somebody else lives like 2, maybe 3 minutes away, maybe the street over, something like that, would the same tower arguably be able to be pinging off both their phones?
Yes, it's, yes, absolutely.
All right. So if I live near somebody, the phones are gonna ping. It doesn't necessarily mean I'm at their house or there, I'm just in the area.
It's in the area the tower provides service for. Yes, sir.
And if the tower closest to me was full, like you said, it could kick out half a mile up the road to the next tower.
To the next available tower. Yes, sir.
One second. And with regards to tower coverage, let's just say in the Memphis area, I mean, how many miles does a tower arguably cover if it had?
It's not even miles, sir.
Okay.
So to actually get the coverage of a tower, you would have to do a drive test.
Okay,
We did not do a drive test on this.
okay,
From past experience, having done towers, you can roughly estimate the coverage of a tower by finding the closest tower to it and multiplying that distance by 0.6.
okay,
And that's not exact, that is an estimate.
Sure.
Because the cell signals are actually gonna overlap so that it can provide the best coverage. So it's not gonna be a 50-50. So the coverage would be, but from the one cell tower to the next, and then that distance, but multiplied by 0.6.
all right. I don't want to do too much math, that's why I became a lawyer.
Yes, sir.
But again, that's if that tower has space on it, otherwise you could be kicked out further.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you recall how many towers were in the Orange Mound area?
I do not recall.
Okay,
The, when I mapped out the T-Mobile records, I did a 10-mile radius, and just to show how many T-Mobile towers were in a 10-mile radius from an address, and I think it's 553 T-Mobile towers that were in that 10-mile radius.
all right, and then you would have more towers for AT&T or Sprint and other stuff like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And again, the only location stuff that they were asked you to do was 1625 and 6236, just in the Cornelius. And nothing about AutoZone or pressure wood.
No, sir.
I think that's all I have. Thank you, Agent Arthur.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Williams? All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's lunchtime. Don't talk about this. Get your notes here. Go enjoy your lunch, and we'll be back here at 2 o'clock.
What time did you say?
Salute, salute, good people. All right, we about to take a lunch break. I'm gonna see y'all back about 30, 40 minutes. There's a lot to talk about, man. So what are y'all thinking like right now as far as his lawyer, man? Is his lawyer lawyering? Is his lawyer lawyering? You got down. What y'all think? Let me know. Also, chat in the comments if you can hear me right quick. We about to get up out of here, man, for lunch. I'll catch y'all. If you didn't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And we'll be back. Salute.
Real talk, what you gonna do when the pressure on?